Sesi Vaialahi back deep along with Gavin Freeman. Cowboys wearing all white today with a little orange trim, and we are underway from Lawrence on this homecoming Saturday. It's into the end zone for the touchback out to the 25. So we've had three different starting quarterbacks this year, dudes, for Oklahoma State. They started with Hoss Haney in week 1. He gets hurt. Flores starts weeks 2 through 5, and then weeks 6 through last week you had Sam Jackson the 5th. Flores is back, and that's a big deal for them.
It's a massive deal for this Pokes offense. Something that doesn't get talked about enough is his mobility. He can really get outside the pocket and hurt you with his legs.
Rodney Fields, who's been banged up, played today as well. You see Freeman go in motion, and it's a handoff. First play right up the gut. Rodney Fields, who we were told would only get about a half dozen carries, gets the first one of the day today.
Yeah, a little bit surprised he's been banged up. We'll go into some of the playmakers on the outside. Gavin Freeman, number 17, is a guy that I really like in this offense. He's a guy that they want to get the ball to in space. And you see it right there, Mark. Leads the team in receptions and receiving yards and receiving touchdowns. He is a guy that plays with elite effort. The coaching staff says he plays so fast, sometimes they got to tell him to slow down instead of sick him.
He is 5'8", 185 pounds, but he is a bundle of energy. And here's Fields again, cutting out right side. Steps out of bounds. We'll see where they mark him out. Pushed out by DJ Graham, the cornerback. And we have a Kansas player that is down. And Tommy Dunn Jr. DJ Withers. That is DJ that is shaken up, one of the defensive tackles for the Jayhawks.
Yeah, he's one of the better players inside. Him and Blake Harrell create a lot of havoc inside, playing with great pad level and leverage. It's good to see the big man getting up to his feet already.
Guy who's in his 5th season in the Jayhawk program. Banged up here early, just a couple plays into the game. That run was enough for a first down for Oklahoma State. You got the Pokes, who, of course, after week 3 and a loss to Tulsa, fired longtime head coach Mike Gundy. Coming at 1-7 overall, 0-5 in conference play. Looking to change things here today in Lawrence. Motion out Fields, empty backfield. Flores looking in that direction. He fires, has a wide open Terrell Davis. Breaks one tackle, stumbling across midfield. And they're going to say he steps out at the Kansas 43-yard line. We're already seeing the impact of Flores in this game with his throwing.
And nobody's happier than Terrell Davis, because we haven't really seen him since Zane Flores went hurt. He's more of their vertical threat, but he does a nice job on that quick out route. Also, shout out to Rodney Fields, who runs that go route that takes that flat defender out of there. Easy throw from Zane Flores. I know Terrell Davis is happy that his quarterback is back.
Davis, who was a Division II All-American at the University of Central Oklahoma. After that big explosive play, they have a first down at the Kansas 43-yard line on the game's first possession. Here comes pressure, being chased, and he just throws the ball at the feet of Fields, so there shouldn't be any grounding. But Trey Lathan, the linebacker blitzing, is the one that put the most heat on Flores.
You're going to see number 4 come right up the middle. This is what he does really well. Trey Lathan, he has speed and agility. Talking to defensive coordinator DK McDonald, they love to blitz him up the middle. A lot of simulated pressures where they'll drop the defensive end and bring Lathan in the A-gap right there. Miscommunication on the offensive line. He's unabated to the quarterback. Nice job by Zane Flores just getting rid of the football.
It sets up a second down and 10, just about a minute 15 into the game. Davis shifts along with Freeman to the far side. Flores hands off. And Fields gets the carry. There's a late flag thrown into the pile there at the 40. Tackle by Tommy Dunn Jr.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 92, 15-yard penalty. Now it's at the end of the run. First down.
And that's Dunn who gets called for the face mask. So the personal foul is going to push the ball all the way to the Kansas 25-yard line. I want to start here for Oklahoma State.
And that's tough, Mark, right? He was coming off a block, right, trying to disengage. He gets his hand out, gets a face mask on Rodney Fields right there. Again, just disengaging from the block. Unfortunate play that hurts the Jayhawks.
Oklahoma State began at their own 25 after a touchback there at the Kansas 25. KU again showing blitz. It's handed off. Bounce it off the pile left side. Here comes Fields again. He is cut down in the open field there by Lyric Rawls, who is a transfer from Oklahoma State and spent the last 4 years there.
Mark, this is where you see the speed from Rodney Fields. He punches up in the A-gap, nothing's there. Kansas loses contain, loses leverage. You can't do that with Rodney Fields. He'll hurt you on the outside, gets a positive gain on first down.
Fields, who had 163 rushing yards against Cincinnati a couple weeks ago, was hurt last week against Texas Tech. They bring Trent Howland into the game, the big back Howland, and set up 3 receivers to the bottom of the formation. We're going to give it to Freeman on a little jet sweep, and he's going to turn the corner with room to run. Inside the 10, and gets upended there on a big hit by the safety Taylor Davis. It'll be 1st and goal, Cowboys.
It's a nice job by number 24, Trent Howland. You're going to see him to the right of your screen. He's going to be the lead blocker. He gets out in front, and you see the speed from Freeman right there. This is why we highlighted him earlier in this game, Mark. They just want to get the ball to him in space, let that athleticism take over.
12-yard gain and a 1st and goal now from the 8-yard line for the Cowboys. Howland goes out wide. Empty backfield for the quarterback Flores. Now Howland in motion. He gets the football and is tackled in the backfield. And that's Leroy Harris, the 3rd. Having a breakout season for Kansas.
You're going to see to the left of your screen. Nice job by number 33, Leroy Harris III, getting up the field. Right tackle goes down. He doesn't get hit with the bait. He gets up the field, creating havoc. Gets a tackle for loss for this Jayhawks defense.
Tackled the big man Howland, who's 6'2", almost 250 pounds. He is a load at running back. And 2nd and goal, going to give it back to him. And again, feeling some pressure. And gang tackling again by the Jayhawks, led by Keenan Caldwell, the defensive tackle.
What a play by Caldwell. You're going to see him right in the middle of your screen to the right, 97. He does a good job defeating this slip block, getting up the field. The guard tries to block him from the backside. He keeps one hand free, gets a tackle for loss. That's 2 plays in a row. This Jayhawks defensive line is taking over the game.
Well, this will be the 10th play of the drive. It's gone a little bit in reverse here the last couple of plays. So 3rd and goal from the 12.
You're Zane Flores, you just got to be smart with the football here.
Flores fakes the handoff. He's looking. He's got a man wide open in the end zone. Touchdown. That's Shamar Rigby. He got free. Nobody around him. And Rigby with the touchdown reception, his 1st of the season for the sophomore from St. Pete, Florida.
Yeah, defensive coordinator D.K. McDonald talked about this, right? Coverage bust, not communicating. They run a simple mesh concept, Mark. The guy to the left goes across the field. The guy to the right goes across the field. He gets dropped in coverage, and Shamar Rigby is wide open. Easy throw for Zane Flores. The Pokes get on the board early.
Logan Ward on for the extra point. That is up, and that is good. Well, after Kansas had the blowout loss to K-State, Deuce, what a statement here early for Oklahoma State.
Shamar Rigby getting in the end zone early, got the Pokes up 7-0.
And slipping and falling.
It might actually help him.
Ball's picked up by Henderson at the 20-yard line, and he stopped there. Yeah, so in a twisted way, you're exactly right. As West Paul slipped, he just hit a ground ball, and it turned out all right. Well, how in the world did he get so open when you look at Shamar Rigby coming across the field?
Yeah, Kansas defensive coordinator D.K. McDonald talked about communication. You're going to see a simple mesh concept. These guys are just crossing right here. And then when you look in the middle, none of these guys communicate. As we play it down, watch, when Rigby comes from right to left, nobody's communicating. Nobody's saying push, push, push. And he's wide open for an easy touchdown. So D.K. McDonald talked about that when we talked to him in meetings. He's like, our guys have to communicate in the secondary.
Kansas running the ball on the first play, and a gain of 5 for Daniel Highshaw. Brian McCoy comes up to make the hit on him. And Daniel Highshaw to play a big role in this ground game for KU.
He's a guy that's really come on the last 2 games. He's coming off that hip injury, and just talking to offensive coordinator Jim Zabrowski, he said he finally feels like he's getting back to the Daniel Highshaw that they're accustomed to. Last week, ran the ball really effectively, had a tough touchdown run in the goal line. They're looking to lather him up in this game, Mark, somewhere between 15 to 20 carries.
Highshaw, like his quarterback Jalen Daniels in his 6th and final season as a Jayhawk. He motions out here. Daniels looking, fires a wide open Cam Pickett. And on 2 plays, Kansas has their first down. And rolls it up to the 34-yard line. A gain of close to 9.
And Mark, that's when Jalen Daniels is dangerous, right? Going through his progressions, being decisive with the football. Nice job right there by Cam Pickett, just finding the void in zone coverage and then throwing an accurate throw from Jalen Daniels to his receiver.
We talked about it at the top of the show. It was a rough weekend last weekend for KU and Jalen Daniels, who saw all kinds of different looks from Joe Klanderman's K-State defense here in Lawrence. Handoff again for Highshaw. Running to get off first down. And Highshaw doing what he does so well, just keeps the feet grounded. And he works out about 7 yards out of that before Malik Charles greets him.
I mean, he just slips through tackles. And right there, Kansas goes off extra offensive tackle. You see number 59, Larisic. He comes in as the tight end, and a nice physical run by Daniel Highshaw, right, picking up where he left off last week versus Kansas State.
Last week had 19 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown run. A touchdown run that was remarkable in its own right late in the first half, where he just absolutely refused to go down and went into the end zone. Daniels fires, catch right near the sticks. That should be good enough for a first down. Another catch quickly for Cam Pickett, for the redshirt junior from Chicago.
The offensive coordinator, Jim Zabrowski, it's all about second down offense. We asked him, why has Kansas really struggled on 3rd down? He was like, on 2nd down, we haven't been efficient. Too often, they don't get positive plays on 2nd down right there. Simple stick route, right? You talked about it, Mark. He lines up right at the sticks, turns around for his quarterback. That's when Kansas is at its best, when they're playing in rhythm and timing.
Shaw once again in the backfield. A tight end shift that includes Bowden Gruen and Leighton Cure. Kansas a little shorthanded once again at tight end. Here coming around the edge, Henderson, but extremely well defended in the tackle by Brian McCoy Jr. If Henderson gets a head of speed going, he can be tough to take down, but they read it well.
I mean, what a job by number 5. You're going to see him in the middle. He reads this. He beats the offensive lineman out, and Henderson can really fly. So you see it right there. Brian McCoy Jr. showing some speed from the linebacker position, making sure that Henderson doesn't get to the edge.
McCoy, who played 3 seasons at Akron. It's a huge play there. Kansas definitely wants to get Emmanuel Henderson going. You normally think about that on the deep passing game. You can use those jet sweeps as well. There's a pass, dangerous pass, pretty well covered. Pickett off his hands, already has a couple of catches on this drive. Soledanian Fields, quarterback, there on the coverage.
You're going to see number 23, Kenneth Harris. He tries to undercut this and almost makes a mistake. That was actually a really good throw by Jalen Daniels to his receiver, number 7, Cam Pickett. You have to come down and help your quarterback on that corner route, because if he catches that, he has a chance to take that to the house because Kenneth Harris undercut that.
3rd and 8, you see Kansas has been really had a tough time on 3rd down after being one of the best teams in the nation last year on 3rd down.
Here he comes.
Got quickly off the edge, but it gives Daniels a chance to make a move, and with his legs gets enough for the first down. Needed 8, got 9, and the Jayhawks move the sticks.
The Pokes' best rusher, you're going to see him off the left side of your screen, Wendell Gregory. Nice get off right there, but this is what I talked about in the intro. Jalen Daniels is +1 in the run game, right? You can have the perfect call on defense. He's the great equalizer with his mobility. Does a nice job, right? Finding a passing lane, getting north and south, and picking up that first down.
Not too far away from 10,000 total yards of total offense. That's his career numbers against other active players at the FBS level. He's going to give it up this time. Malik Charles there to make the stop. Number 0, bringing down Highshaw.
And Mark, the thing about this Pokes defense, how they played last week versus Texas Tech, the score wasn't indicative of how this defense played. They've really been stout against the run. You see it right there. Number 0, Malik Charles, does a good job disengaging from the offensive tackle and holding that to a small gain. They do a really good job block destruction up front with their defensive line and create havoc.
I'll tell you what, and Cowboy fans know this, last week's game in Lubbock started as badly as it could possibly start for Oklahoma State. Much better start for them in this one, but trying to do things defensively. A lot of time for Daniels. Well covered, but what a catch by Bryson Canty, who made the adjustment and is stepped out inside the 20-yard line. That's a 24-yard gain.
I mean, Mark, number 27, Raymond Gay, he's in perfect position, just jumps a little bit too early. What concentration by Bryson Canty to go up and high point that football. Gay thinks he has an interception, but Canty plucks that out of the air.
Canty, who played 4 seasons in the Ivy League at Columbia University's 8th catch of the year. That's a guy that's kind of under the radar for them. It's a big catch here to keep the drive going, and a pass for Pickett, his 3rd catch on this possession, opening possession for Kansas, but not much there. That's Brandon Rawls, the stop for Oklahoma State.
Yeah, he is the guy in the middle of this defense, plays extremely hard, wants to be great. You're going to see him make a lot of physical tackles today, just like on that play right there.
Loses a little bit, so it's 2nd down and 11. And this will be the 11th play of this drive, over 5 minutes off the clock. LeSean Williams checks in at running back for the first time for KU. He's in the pistol with Daniels. Matt Henderson manned up here on the bottom part of your screen. Going to give Williams a chance, but he's immediately wrapped up by Brian McCoy Jr. And it's going to be a 3rd and long once again for KU.
And Brian McCoy is having himself a good first drive. He does a nice job right there, disengaging from the offensive line. You're going to see him right in the middle of your screen. We call this shock shed, get into the backfield. Great play by Brian McCoy Jr. right there.
Well, this one's a little longer than the last 3rd and long. It's 3rd and 12 for the Jayhawks. Shaw comes in. Couple receivers up top. And in motion there is Levi Wentz. Daniels looking in his direction, goes towards the end zone, but overshoots the intended receiver, Cam Pickett. Kansas is going to bring out the field goal unit.
Yeah, defensive coordinator Clint Bowen decides to go pressure, but Kansas goes max protection. They keep their tight end. They had what they wanted on that post route right there from Cam Pickett. Jalen Daniels just inaccurate with the ball, puts it too far out in front. Good stop by this Pokes defense.
It's going to bring in Leith Marjan, first-year kicker for Kansas. He's off to a tremendous start for them. 38-yard attempts out of the hold of Graydon Addison. It is up, and it sneaks in the right upright and is good. And he just broke the school record with his 12th consecutive field goal, breaking Dodge Schwartzberg's record that was set back in '84.
Crazy, man. This season has flew by.
7-3 Oklahoma State. Each team has had the ball once. Officially, that was a 39-yard field goal for Leith Marjan that has set the Kansas record. 12 consecutive makes for him. And into the end zone once again. And let's get to the do's and the don'ts for my man Deuce.
The do's for the Oklahoma State offense: get Zane Flores in a rhythm early, which they have. Flores has missed the last 3 games, and the pass offense has struggled with him now at quarterback. They need to get him some easy throws early. Don't for the Kansas defense: don't allow the explosive passing play. Last week, the explosive pass play really hurt this Jayhawks defense. You already saw them have a coverage bust and give up a touchdown. They got to be able to communicate on that back end and not let receivers get behind them.
Rodney Fields in the backfield once again to start this drive for Oklahoma State. Here's the handoff, running left. Fields goes for a couple. When we chatted with the Oklahoma State staff on Thursday morning, at that point they thought Fields would play a limited role, but obviously he's feeling a lot better because he's playing a major role.
Literally, Mark, we thought maybe 5 to 7 snaps at running back. He started the game, and he looks just as fast as he did earlier in the season. So to your point, he must be feeling a lot healthier than they thought going into this game.
Picked up a couple on first down. Flores fakes the handoff to him, rolls out. He's going to throw it to the tight end. They don't use the tight end a whole lot in the passing game, but Quentin Stewart gets the catch, and he's up right near the marker at the 35.
Love the play call right here by Kevin Johns. You can see the tight end at the bottom of your screen, Quentin Stewart. He blocks down and just leaks out to the flat. Simple throw. We talked about getting Zane Flores some easy throws. Doesn't get much easier than that, right? Get your big tight end to the flat. He gets dropped in coverage, and you get 9 yards.
Yeah, just his second catch of the season. They're just a little bit short. It's third and not the length of the football. The third and a short one.
Play clock.
And it's down to 2, down to 1. They're going to have to use their first timeout. I think they perhaps wanted to think about that call by design.
Oklahoma State,
so just over 2.5 left in the first quarter. We take a quick timeout. That was the spot they gave him.
At 6'3", 250, I thought he was just going to fall forward and pick up that first down.
So a big third and very short here for Oklahoma State. They're going to have the first down and a couple of yards more as Rodney Fields only needed about the length of the football. He got 3.5.
And he actually slipped on the mesh point between Zane Flores and Rodney Fields. Does a nice job not going down. Also good job by the offensive line on that simple zone play to pick up that first down.
See what the Cowboys have done offensively. It has been a rough road. Much better start for them here today. We mentioned the terrible start they had at Texas Tech. They were shut out in Lubbock last week. First time they've been shut out this year. Flores play fake. He's going to go to the far side and wide open right at midfield. Freeman. Rigby took a massive hit. Dean Miller came over. But it's still enough for a first down at the Kansas 48, a gain of 14.
Yeah, nice play call by Kevin Johns. Again, you're going to have a clear out route, and then you have a out route by Shamar Rigby. You see a physical tackle cutting back across the grain right there. It's a nice job being physical by this Jayhawks defense.
And Dean Miller came from that blind side and put a hit on Rigby. Hangs on, first down. Once again, a drive here for Oklahoma State that's into KU territory, but they're stopping this play. They're going to
the previous play
to check
is under further review for targeting.
Brad Van Vark is our replay official. Was that to the head or neck area?
I don't believe so. It looks like it was dead in the chest. We call those stack monsters coming out of the stack. He gets his head to the side. It hits Shamar Rigby on the left side of his shoulder. Now, he does drop his head, but it's not a launch at the head or neck area. You talk about that 6-inch crown. To me, that's a perfect form tackle. Like, that's how they teach you to do it. So I don't think this will be targeting. I think that's just a great effort play right there by Dean Miller, number 5.
Yeah, I'll give it the kiss of death for you. I'll totally agree with you. That's usually when they pull something out of thin air.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, that's textbook tackle, like face mask in the chest.
After further review, there is no foul for targeting. First down.
I think when the replay booth obviously is the one that called down to stop the plays. They saw that head,
the snap of the head,
the snap of the head, I think, and like, oh, we got to take a look at that. So I understand why they stopped it.
Correct. But I'm glad that they saw that quickly and we're back in play, because again, that was a really good play by Dean Miller.
Rigby not showing any ill effects from that hard tackle from Miller. Flores right now 5 of 6 for 66 yards. And they go to Freeman in the Wildcat, and Freeman gets upended just as he crossed the 45, tripped up there by Austin Alexander. Not unusual to see the Pokes go to that Wildcat, especially just to get the ball in the hands of Freeman.
And they also had their backup quarterback, right? Sam Jackson, who also plays slot receiver. He was in the backfield. Zane Flores was off the field. So they faked the reverse coming around. Rodney Fields does a nice job blocking to the left, and Freeman is able to get around the edge.
Zane Flores comes back on the field. He's second down at 6 from the Kansas 44. Going to hand off. Rodney Fields Jr. for just a yard or so, met there by defensive tackle DJ Withers.
Yeah, nice job by number 33, Lee.
Freeman motions near side on this 3rd and 6 to start the second quarter. Flores fires wide open. Freeman, first down inside the Kansas 35, down at the 34-yard line.
And we call that biting the cheese. I talked about it, Mark. They'll run some clear-out routes. You see this linebacker right there, number Trey Lathan, number 4. He gets too far down the field, right? And Gavin Freeman, they just bring him on a simple drag route, easy throw from Zane Flores, right? Too much space in zone coverage. They got to be able to match some of those routes. Right there, the Jayhawks don't do that. The Pokes pick up an easy first down.
The drive continues for the Pokes. Handoff, Trent Howland. I mentioned how big Trent Howland is. Let me put this in perspective for you. When you think about the biggest running back in the NFL, I think everybody thinks of Derrick Henry.
Correct.
Who is listed, if you go on the ESPN website, Derrick Henry's listed at 6'2", 252.
Yep.
Howland is 6'2", 247.
So almost identical size.
Yes.
All right.
That's a big man. That's a very big man.
And he's really come on in the run game. I was actually talking to offensive coordinator Kevin Johns. I was like, is this a game where you maybe try to get Trent Howland going a little bit more, maybe 15 carries? He's like, somewhere between 10 to 15. That's how many touches we want him to have.
They fake the handoff to him, fire it out to the far side, and another catch for Freeman. Lyric Rawls, his former teammate with OSU, wraps him up at the 25-yard line.
That's a great read by Zane Flores. That's an RPO, run-pass option. He sees that the corner is off right there. He gets it to his number 1 target, Gavin Freeman, on a comeback route to get it to 3rd and short.
Another 3rd and short, and the obvious play call is give it to the big man. He barrels through. Ball comes out late, but whistle's already blown. So Howland certainly has enough for the first down for OSU.
I mean, he's the only back on this roster that's averaging over 4 yards a carry, 4.5. And you talked about it, Mark, pure size alone, he's going to fall forward for 2 or 3 yards. So you know where the ball is going on 3rd and short. Nice physical run by Trent Howland. Also a nice job by the offensive line right there on 3rd and short.
Oklahoma State had a 10-play touchdown drive to start the game. Got another one going here. It's eaten up almost about 6 minutes. Kansas offense has only had the ball 1 time so far. A drive that stalled and resulted in a field goal. There is a flag, and Sam Jackson gets the ball in his hands for his first time. Jackson, who's been the starting quarterback the last 3 weeks, able to go back to receiver, and they jet sweep him, but this looks like it's coming back.
I believe we're probably going to get a hold on the edge. Oh, looks like maybe an illegal shift.
Illegal shift. Offense, number 18 and 82. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Stewart and Jackson both moving. That's illegal.
Yeah, both of those guys moving. Seemed like there was some confusion by number 82, Quentin Stewart, right there, because we know Jackson was supposed to go in motion. He was getting a speed sweep. So right there, not executing, they cause a wipeout of an explosive play.
Yeah, exactly. It backs it up to 1st and 15. On the 25-yard line. Fields has come back in. He motions out. Flores looking to throw, but this time the Jayhawk rush gets to him. Marcus Calvin, number 56, the first to get the sack.
It's a nice job by the big defensive tackle up front. You see him in the middle just working. That's a coverage sack. Nice job by the Jayhawk secondary, right? Passing everything off in zone coverage. You see number 56 just continue to work, Marcus Calvin.
Pushed it back outside the 30 now. 2nd and 21. Doug Meacham's offense. Interim head coach for the Pokes.
Zane Flores, you just want to cut this in half on this play.
A little issue with the snap, but sees some room. Does a lateral. And Fields is quickly hit right at the 30 there. First by Trey Lathan. And not much there at all for Oklahoma State.
Mark, one thing I will tell you, number 5, Dean Miller, he's playing with his hair on fire.
Ooh,
another physical tackle right there. Again, a stack monster. That's what we call him. Getting out of the pile, running, pursuit to the football. Love his energy so far early in this game.
So 3rd and 19, not comfortable with the field goal attempt. It'll be about 46 or so. They are 4 of 4 on 3rd down so far today, though. This was a long one. 3rd down and 19. Now let's see if they'll pull out that field goal attempt here on 4th down. I think they just kind of lined it up here to give him a shot in the middle of the field.
And I love the play call, right? 3rd and 19. There's not a lot in the playbook for success right there. You don't want to put the ball in harm's way. Just hand it to your running back. Logan Ward's a really good kicker, and this is well within his range.
Yeah, Ward's long this season is 49. That came in game 3 against Tulsa. This is 44 off the right hash. Out of the hold of West Paul. Snap, that's away. Angling left and goes wide left. And KU's defense keeps him off the board. The missed field goal keeps it a 7-3 game.
You're going to see number 33, Leroy Harris. He's going to come in the middle of the field. He swims the guard. He almost gets the block. I wonder if that threw off the timing for Logan Ward. He misses the field goal. We already saw that on 1 3rd down. He is very dynamic with his legs when he gets out of the pocket and also hard to bring down.
Reshawn Williams hard to bring down right there. He powers his way all the way up to the 35-yard line before he's brought down by Landon Cleveland.
Right here, another missed tackle. That's really what plagued the Pokes last week, especially late in that game. They gave up some leaky yardage because of missed tackles. And that first drive, they did a really good job of tackling in space one-on-one. Right there, too many missed tackles leads to a Kansas Jayhawk positive run.
Under 10 minutes to go in this first half. Again, this is just the 2nd Jayhawk offensive drive of the game. First resulting in the field goal from Marjan. Daniels rolling out right. Takes his time, fires downfield. Nobody home. Now, Henderson got all tangled up there. The defender was Kenneth Harris. The ball came down a good 10 yards beyond them where they were tussling on the sideline.
Well, Kenneth Harris has to be smart right there, right? Once when Jalen breaks the pocket, you can push the receiver out of bounds, but if the ball's in the air, that's PI. But I think the ref was saying that was uncatchable, and that's why he didn't throw the flag. But if you're Kenneth Harris, just got to be careful getting handsy right there at the top of the route.
So now the Jayhawks face a 3rd down. 3rd and long 2. Their 34-yard line. Highshaw's in there. Jalen's going to pitch it. Highshaw coming to the short side of the field. He gets enough blocking to have the first down and a lot more. He's going to step out just shy of the 45-yard line.
Mark, this is the chess game. Nice job by Jalen Daniels taking them to this toss play. He felt like he could out-leverage them. They pull the guard, get the tight ends on the edge. Nice physical run by Daniel Highshaw. But that all started because Jalen Daniels saw something and checked the play.
The Jayhawks convert on 3rd down. I tell you what, dudes, these are, quite frankly, 2 of the worst teams in the Big 12 at converting on 3rd down this year.
But you saw that they had a positive run on 1st down, so they were in 2nd and short, and that's when the playbook opens up on 3rd down, on 3rd and short, right? They've struggled this year because they've been in 2nd and long too long and not got positive yardage.
Tighten up the formation, and another running play for Daniel Highshaw Jr. Hit right at midfield by Kenneth Harris. Picks up 4 or 5 there. And just trying to respond after Oklahoma State's opening drive touchdown. Cowboys, that last drive, the missed field goal, it was a 14-play drive. Over 8.5 minutes came up empty.
And offensive coordinator Jim Zabrowski talked about using some extra linemen right there. Number 59, Nolan Gorzyka is back in the game. 2 plays in a row.
Candy goes in motion, handoff again. Highshaw, this time Kenneth Harris wraps him up. Minimal gain there right at midfield.
These backers and safeties for this Pokes defense are really flying downhill. Obviously, with the extra offensive linemen, they know that run is highly probable. Would not be surprised if they put Gorzyka in later and maybe take a shot down the field.
Another 3rd down for the Jayhawks. 3rd and 6. They're 2 of 3 on 3rd down so far today. A couple receivers to each side. Henderson now motions to the far side. Daniels looking that way. Instead, he's going to dump it off underneath, and there's Quebeca. And where they're going to spot him, he does have enough for the first down, just inside the 44-yard line.
Tries to get him on a simple drag route coming from the right side to the left side. Now, that ball's thrown a little bit behind him, so that's nice concentration by Quebeca to haul in that catch.
Little tempo for KU. This time a pitch. Highshaw It's starting to resemble a little bit that touchdown run he had inside the 5 against K-State, the way he was breaking tackles, but eventually gets brought down there for basically no gain.
Yeah, Kyron Duhan does a really good job in pursuit, coming all the way from his right defensive end position all the way to the left to hold that for a loss.
Highshaw comes off the field. Le'Shawn Williams takes his spot in the Jayhawks backfield, but he'll actually line up out wide right at the bottom of the screen. Tight end Gruen in motion. Daniels on 2nd and 10. Quick strike too high for Quebeca. Trying to go right back to Keaton Quebeca, but Daniels just missed his target way too high.
And we saw a little bit of this last week versus Kansas State with Jalen Daniels being inaccurate on some simple throws. Right there, simple slant route to Quebeca. The ball just sails. Trying to look at his footwork. Looked like he didn't really put enough pressure on that front foot, and the ball sails on Jalen Daniels there.
So another 3rd down for Kansas. This one 3rd down and 10. 43-yard line. Dumped off. Williams.
What a play.
Exactly. Brandon Rawls. Just when it looked like Williams is going to get ahead of steam and get that 1st down. He gets stopped about 1.5 yards short. Looks like Kansas is going to go for it.
Williams is banged up, but this is a tunnel screen. They love this on 3rd and long. Watch number 5 right in the middle. I believe number 6, Brandon Rawls. He's almost like a pinball in between those offensive tackles. He fights through and holds that down short of the 1st down. You talked about it, Mark. If they're able to block him, that looked like that was going to be an explosive play. That's a heck of an effort by number 6, Brandon Rawls.
And as you mentioned, we saw Williams hobble a bit off the field. They're checking him out on the sideline. Well, Highshaw's in on his 4th down and 2, and the pass goes out to the tight end, Leighton Cure. Falls forward and has the 1st down for the Jayhawks at the OSU 31-yard line.
Simple man beater right there. They have Emmanuel Henderson in the slot. They bring the tight end to the flat. You get a natural rub route in man coverage. Easy throw for Jalen Daniels.
Jayhawks convert on 4th down. Now 12 of 21 on 4th down this season. He fakes the pitch to Highshaw. Going to the end zone. Henderson, a little back and forth there with Ladany and Fields, but the Fields was right there with him stride for stride.
And Jalen Daniels had an opportunity for a touchdown. Look in the middle of your screen. Number 7, Cam Pinkett. The safety leaves him. He's wide open on the post, but Jalen comes off of him, goes out to the fade to the right. But there's a missed opportunity right there, Mark, for an easy touchdown.
Is this a side effect, Deuce, from last week when Henderson had 2 or 3 plays wide open going to the end zone, and now they're looking for him and they look the wrong direction? This time handoff. Highshaw with a head of steam inside the 20. Breaks another tackle. Barrels his shoulder right into the defender, and he's stepping out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. What a run for Daniel Highshaw Jr.
It's a nice job by the right offensive side. Kobe Baines, number 7. They do a good job blocking on his own scheme. We talked about it, Mark, earlier. This guy just does not go down on first contact. He slips out of blocks. Nice contact balance right there by Highshaw on that zone run to get an explosive play.
17-yard run for Daniel Highshaw Jr. 1st and 10 Kansas at the 15 of Oklahoma State. KU looking for their first lead. Fake the handoff, and now Daniels is going to be hit and dropped by Ladany and Fields in the backfield for a loss.
But that play happened because number 4, Wendell Gregory, created all type of havoc in the backfield at the mesh point. Number 4, he's their best defensive lineman up front. Long, rangy defensive end, 6'3", 255 pounds. 13 tackles for loss already this season. Right there, creating havoc in the backfield again.
The 14th play of this drive for the Jayhawks. They go empty on 2nd down and 12. Pickett motions. Look at his direction by Daniels. Now he's flushed out, running left, and he's got room down the sideline. Inside the 5, flips forward, out of bounds. Let's see where they mark him out. It will be inside the 5 for Kansas.
And Mark, one of our do's and don'ts, right? Don't allow Jalen Daniels to use his legs. Right there, Wendell Gregory, I praised him to play before. He loses contain, comes all the way inside, leaves the defensive tackle out there one-on-one, and with Jalen Daniels, he's going to win that foot race every time to the edge.
Well, 1st and goal, Jayhawks just inside the 4-yard line. Cure and Gruen, the 2 tight ends there in that formation as well. Daniels going to give it up. Highshaw bounces off the pack, still going, and he does it again.
Wow.
A little bit of a different twist than the touchdown run he had late in the first half against K-State. Daniel Highshaw doing what Daniel Highshaw does. That was incredible.
Mark, that's 2 weeks in a row where he should have been tackled in the backfield, but the legs continue to turn. He just slips out of tackles. Wendell Gregory does a nice job knocking the tight end back, and it seems like Highshaw has nowhere to go. He bounces off that contact and just finds his way to the end zone. What grit and determination by Daniel Highshaw.
Jayhawks take their first lead. Marjan on for the extra point. And Kansas takes a 10-7 lead. Well, each team has had the ball twice. Kansas scores.
Daniel Highshaw said, "I'll do it myself." Gets the Jayhawks in the lead up 10-7 as we get ready to come back.
Entertaining 3-yard touchdown run.
Yes, it was.
Well, each team has had the ball twice in the first half, and we have 3:23 left in the first half. Each team has had 2 long drives.
Right, very efficient on offense, right, moving the chains. And we saw last time Oklahoma State had a long drive, but don't come away with points off a missed field goal.
That's taken right at the goal line by Gavin Freeman. Freeman down the sideline. He gets pulled down at about the 30. Let's see where they mark him, but nonetheless, that's where Oklahoma State will have it when we come back with 3:17 to play.
Virginia and Morgantown. Grace Nelson led the way with 13 kills, while Ryan Swanson and Giovanna Zolanovic had 11 kills apiece to help the Jayhawks cruise past the Mountaineers and earn their 10th sweep of the season. Kansas volleyball will next take on Colorado at home on Thursday. Fun Life, proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Interim head coach and offensive coordinator Doug Meacham, his team down 3. They have 2 timeouts, 3:17 left, and he'd love nothing better news than to have Kansas not touch the football until the second half.
Without a doubt, because you don't want Kansas to go 2 for 1, right? Because they get the ball coming out at half. So they've had a lot of long sustained drives. Now on that last drive, they weren't able to pay it off. They have a missed field goal. But you talked about it. Doug Meacham would like nothing more to end this drive with no time on the clock and finish with points.
Kansas has 3 timeouts. They'd love nothing better than to hold Oklahoma State down here on these early downs. Trying to get the football before halftime. First play of the 3rd drive of the game for the Cowboys. Quick strike, and it's caught by Davis. He's immediately pushed back by Lyric Rawls. It picks up a quick 5 on first down.
Yeah, you see it right there, Zane Flores getting everybody in the huddle. And some clock bleed off just because of what we talked about, right, Mark? You don't want to go 3 and out and give this ball right back to Kansas. You get a positive gain on first down. Huddle up, make sure you get the right call. And then if they're able to get this first down, then they'll go into their 2-minute mode.
We mentioned the timeouts for each team. We do have the 2-minute timeout still. It's 2nd down and 5. Big play here just to see how this drive's going to go. And Stack Brinkley, who holds the gain for Fields to only about a half a yard. Well, that's going to bring up 3rd down and about 5.
And right there, simple zone read. I would have loved for Zane Flores to pull that because the defensive end crashed off the edge. He was out on the edge with nobody in sight. Would have picked up easily 5 yards right there. So would have loved to see him make the right read, pull the football right there.
Now, they don't have to run a play here before the 2-minute timeout. That looks like what they're going to do, because if they don't convert here, they don't want Kansas to have 3 timeouts and the football. So that takes us down to the 2-minute timeout.
That's the
and
2-minute
a 3rd and 5
timeout.
upcoming for the Pokes, who are 4 of 5 on 3rd down so far today. on their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what defensive coordinator from Kansas, D.K. McDonald, does. Right here, usually on 3rd and short, you may go some man coverage. Look like they're going to bring pressure and go man across the board. No high safeties, it's 0. They're bringing pressure.
Quick strike, caught. Freeman a little bit short. Immediately tackled there by Jalen Todd. What do you do 4th and 1 from your own 39?
I mean, you're 1-7 on the year. It looks like Coach Leipold may have just called timeout.
He did indeed. So Kansas uses their first. But you bring up an interesting point.
Kansas has called their first timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
We
Please
can't act
reset
like
the game clock
this
to
doesn't play
1:51.
into the decision making.
1-5-1.
They're 1-7. They're 0-5 in conference play. Haven't won a conference game since the end of the 2023 season. Sounds like dudes are trying to talk us into saying why not here.
Why not go for it? And when you look at it, it's literally like half of a football they need right here. And that's a really good tackle right there by Jalen Todd, not allowing any yards after catch from Gavin Freeman. I talked about Coach McDonald most likely going man. He does. He brings pressure, 2 linebackers in the A-gap, and the ball has to come out hot. Quick slant route to Gavin Freeman, and Todd does a nice job tackling. And it looks like the offense will come out for Oklahoma State.
They're 6 of 17 on 4th down this year. I thought perhaps we might see the big body of Trent Howland out there. And it's Rodney Fields. And they're going for it 4th and 1 from their own 39. Huge play in this game. A 3-point game with just under 2 minutes to play first half.
And they're in shotgun too. Surprised they didn't maybe go quarterback sneak here.
And it's about the length of the football for the first down. Going to hand it off straight ahead.
I don't know if he got it.
Fell forward, and with the spot, he may or may not have gotten it.
It's close. It's going to be really close. They gave it to him. It looks like they're going to give him the first down.
First down. KU defense was celebrating. They thought they had the stop and the turnover on downs.
Surprised they're not looking at this spot. Clock is running, though. They gave him the first down.
It is running. And I think Kansas calls a timeout. They want this to be looked at. Well, Lyric Rawls.
Kansas has called their second timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
The former Cowboy Rawls, they're number 2.
Nice. That's a nice job.
Right there, it looks like he's going to be short.
Yeah, and then you saw Rodney Fields continues to turn his legs, and he may have gotten there. But going back to your point, you have a 6'2",
Timer, please reset the game clock to 1:44. 1:44.
247-pound back. You would think right there that'd be an opportunity for Trent Howland to just literally fall forward and get the first down. So, again, being in shotgun, you got to think, if you're Fields, you got to come from 6 yards back already, and the defense is firing downhill. Again, just surprised they didn't put Trent Howland in that scenario.
Well, you basically turn a 4th and the length of the football as the play begins suddenly into a 4th and 5.
Correct. Where
you hand the ball off to Fields.
And that's,
I don't think we saw anything on the looks that we had that's going to overturn the call on the field.
Correct. There wasn't enough evidence to overturn that. It was close. It was so bang-bang. It just depended on the spot. But, again, that's kind of what played college football, with everybody being in shotgun, nobody being able to be under center.
I mean, you see where the ball is spotted. They needed to get to the white line, the nose of the football, and it's barely there by just a few inches. So the drive continues for the Pokes here with 1:44 to go and 1 timeout. Flores taking a shot and finds Freeman inside the Kansas 40, all the way down inside the 30. They'll mark him down at the 27-yard line.
What a layer throw by Zane Flores. You're going to see right there Freeman in the slot. Simple bang 8. He throws that just over the outstretched hands of Trey Lathan for an explosive play.
Of 33 yards, a quick strike here to Grayson Brousseau, the tight end. He'll be spotted down at the 23. Quickly to the line again. They still have that timeout, 1:20 to go. So they've got time, and Freeman here's going to step out of bounds, maybe a little short of the marker. Looks like about a yard shy. Clock stops with 1:16 to go.
Let's see if they bring in the bruiser this time, Mark. It doesn't look like it. Looks like Rodney Fields will stay in the game. Number 20, they have a lot of faith and trust in him. He does run hard. But what a throw by Zane Flores, right down the middle of the seam to Gavin Freeman. And then Gavin Freeman having the presence of mind on that last play to get out of bounds to stop the clock.
Flores, by the way, is 13 of 14 through the air so far today, 133 yards. This is 3rd and 1, kind of a wide snap, but it gathers, and a first down run and more. Fields, a touchdown saving tackle from behind by Bengali Kamara for Kansas. 1st and goal, OSU.
Number 51, Austin Kowecki does a nice job at center. He combos to that linebacker. Nice physical run by Rodney Fields. Almost gets to the end zone there.
Once again, Fields stopped. I lose just a little bit. Nonetheless, we're under a minute to go. Jalen Todd, number 26, came up, made the hit. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Jalen Todd does a really good job from the safety position, knifing in, coming a run defender right there, getting involved in the run game to saw Rodney Fields down.
It's another 10-play drive, 10-play plus drive. Oklahoma State, all 3 have been at least 10 plays.
And I love that they're bleeding the clock here, right? We talked about it, Mark. You want to leave this with no time for Kansas, right? You want to score and have zeros on the clock going into half.
Folks are going to use a timeout. 29 seconds left. Mark Meacham wasn't happy about something. Talking with his right guard, Jacoby Sanders, but they're going to have a 2nd down and goal from the 2 and a chance to reclaim the lead here inside the last minute of the first half.
Yeah, well, one more timeout. I don't mind that timeout. You want to make sure you have the right play. You just try to go hurry up offense, and Rodney Fields gets tackled for no gain. So you want to gather everybody together, let them take a deep breath, get the right play call, because even if you get stopped right here, Mark, you still have one more timeout.
Each team with 1 left. 29 seconds to go in this first half. Kansas has only had 2 possessions. This is the 3rd for Oklahoma State. They missed a 44-yard field goal on drive number 2, but now trying to punch it in for a go-ahead score. They have turned the wrong way, and now into the end zone, incomplete. That play looked discombobulated, like he was expecting to at least have an option to hand that ball off.
Yeah, they get Rodney Fields right to the flat right away, just trying to out-leverage the defense. Nice job by the Jayhawks, right, passing everything off in zone coverage. Looks like they had an opportunity with Terrell Davis coming from left to right, but tight man coverage. Zane Flores decides just to throw the ball away.
Well, it's 3rd and goal. As you mentioned, they do have that timeout in the holster if they try to run the ball here and don't get in the end zone.
And I would, right, because you need 2 yards. You have 2 plays to get 2 yards right here.
Motion Stewart. Fields almost got a little early start, looking to pass again. Flores under pressure. And he's going to be brought down by Miller at about the 1. Clock running, 10 seconds. They're going to have to use that timeout. They get the ball spotted. It's down to 5, down to 4. And they're just going to let it run down and try to kick a field goal to tie the game.
That's a great job by Flores, just getting back to the line of scrimmage, because when he gets to the left, it looks like he's going to be tackled for a loss.
Well, they had a couple of chances from inside the 2 and elected not to run the football a couple of those.
3 seconds. 3.
Yeah, don't understand that on 3rd and 2. You have a timeout like you talked about, Mark. Why not run the ball with Rodney Fields? We saw him just break off an explosive runs, or even put your big physical back Trent Holland in and run the ball. And right here on 4th down, then you go for it in regards to throwing the football. But if you gain 1 yard, line it up and run it again on 4th and 1. But because they decided to throw the ball right there, now you're in 4th and 2. It's almost going to be a high chance of them throwing the football right here.
Kansas will get the ball to start the second half. Logan Ward missed from 44 on their last possession.
Oh, it looks like they're going to kick the field goal. A little bit surprised here. I thought that Doug Meacham would be aggressive and potentially, try to take the lead going into half, but maybe he just wants to tie it up, for morale for his team going into half.
There's Ward, a 19-yard chip shot off the left hash. Ball down, kick is away, and no! They come up empty. And a sudden boost for the Jayhawks, who will take a 3-point lead to the intermission. First half, I mean, there wasn't a ton of points.
Not a lot of punts.
No. Didn't see that at all. That's into the end zone for the touchback out to the 25. I think if you're a KU fan, Deuce, you're still kind of looking at Jalen Daniels saying, okay, it wasn't great last week against K-State. You kind of had the weight of the world on your shoulders, but now we need to see that downfield ball at some point.
Yeah, and if you're offensive coordinator Jim Zabrowski, you want to get your quarterback Jalen Daniels in a rhythm earlier. We talked about it earlier. Emmanuel Henderson, they haven't really taken any shots down the field for him. Let's try to see if they start this drive with an easy throw for him.
Hand off, and there goes Highshaw down the sideline. Cut off there by Cam Smith to prevent that from being a bigger gain. And he's out at the 33-yard line on this opening drive of the second half, which is only Kansas's third offensive drive of the game. And Daniels, who started 4 for 5 through the air, went 3 for his last 7 after that.
Yeah, you saw that first simple zone play. Number 4, Wendell Gregory loses contain, allows Daniel Highshaw to get to the edge. You saw him finish with a physical dropping of the shoulder right there to pick up that first down.
Gonna flip it here to Pickett in the open field, able to break one tackle. He's across the 40, makes a spin move all the way to midfield before he's met by Malik Charles. Well, Harris had an opportunity in the backfield but couldn't get him, and then he's off to the races for Pickett.
And Mark, when we talked to defensive coordinator Clint Bowen, he said this is what has plagued him: missed tackles. Matter of fact, throughout the week of practice, there was a player that didn't really produce in their tackle drill. They left him at home because he said, on my defense, you're going to tackle.
Daniels on the keeper, got the slide down just in time to avoid a big hit from Parker Robertson. That previous play, an explosive play for Kansas, 18 yards.
Good job getting down. As a quarterback, you don't need to take an unnecessary hit.
Got down just in the nick of time. Might have taken just a little bit of contact, but avoided the brunt of it. Gained 4, second down and 6. All on the 45 of OSU. Here comes Highshaw again. Cut it back upfield, but Ryan McCoy Jr.'s had a really nice game. He stayed with that and keeps him to just a couple of yards.
Really good block by his left tackle, Calvin Clements, on number 4, Wendell Gregory. He gets a pancake block right there, which allows him to get to the edge to get a couple yards.
And it's a third down for Kansas, 3rd and 4. They are 3 of 5 on third down today.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they run the ball here, because this could be an opportunity where they go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, this looks like 4-down territory. On the plus side of the field. Showing some pressure. Here it comes. Daniels fires, and a wide open Emmanuel Henderson will have the first down and wrestle his way just outside the 30-yard line of Oklahoma State.
Man, I love a running back that picks up protection. Look like number 9 right there, Daniel Highshaw. He's the reason why they were able to get that slant route, because he stepped up in that A-gap, took on that blitzing linebacker, which allowed Jalen Daniels to step up to that throw to find Emmanuel Henderson on that slant route for the big first down.
And a pick up a 13. First down comes at the 30-yard line of the Pokes. Tight end, Moon in motion. A slip there by Highshaw as he was trying to get around all the traffic in the middle. They're going to spot him back at the 32-yard line, so a loss of a couple.
Good job by the defensive front from Oklahoma State, right? Creating havoc in the backfield. They make Daniel Highshaw stutter his feet, try to see jump cut. Turf Monster ends up getting him, get a tackle for loss.
Highshaw going out wide to the top of the screen. And Levi Wentz end up at the bottom of the screen. Daniels with time to throw. Good protection. Has the tight end Cure wide open. He's down to the 5, and Kansas first and goal. Pick up a 27.
And Mark, he was actually late on it because Cure was wide open from the get-go. They go 4 vert, and they have Cure in the slot. They run him on the post. He splits the 2 high safety look. Jalen Daniels finally gets him the ball. You get an explosive play.
Fake the handoff to Highshaw. Now Daniels under pressure. Dangerous. Henderson out of bounds. Made the catch. He's arguing.
Did he slide that back foot?
He's acting like it, but he wouldn't be the first receiver to try to sell something that may or may not have happened.
And this is why I go back to what I said with Jalen Daniels. He's the great equalizer, right? You have the perfect play call. He gets outside the pocket, and he finds Emmanuel Henderson. And it's interesting that it depends on when they say he has control, because that right foot looks like it might have slid, but it all depends on when they say he has control of the football.
That look, I would say the call on the field's correct.
And that's why they're already playing on.
Here's nice open field tackle. Groom got met there by Cam Smith. You know, the tight ends for Kansas, they've had injuries. They lost Carson Broom most recently, Deshaun Haneca prior to that. So it's made the tight ends, which are such a big part of their offense.
Without a doubt, they use their tight ends. They flex them out wide. Right now, the depth has been tested at the tight end room. But nice job by number 3, Cam Smith. He's a flat defender. Saws down Groom before he can get into the end zone.
On the pistol, Highshaw. Into the end zone, all alone, touchdown. And guess what? They go to the tight end. Bowden Groom. His 4th touchdown catch of the season.
What a play call by offensive coordinator Jim Zabrowski. It's almost like a jump pass right here. You're going to see him. He fakes, blocks, influences the safety. See how the safety comes downhill, number 27. Easy touch pass from Jalen Daniels to his big tight end, Bowden Groom, to get the Jayhawks back on the scoreboard.
Shot on for the extra point. 10-play drive. Up over 4.5 minutes. That's been the trend. I don't think either team has had anything less than a 10-play drive in this game. So Kansas opens up the second half with a score, and Jalen Daniels a touchdown pass. He didn't have one last week against K-State. He gets one here. KU's up 10 on homecoming. Kick off. It was a 10-play drive, 75 yards, 8 of 441. 10 plays has been the shortest amount of plays for either team on any drive so far today.
Long, methodical drives have been the storyline.
We haven't even sniffed a 3 and out. This is returnable from the 10-yard line. Gavin Freeman tripped up. And that nice play on special teams. That was Laquan Robinson, number 12, who tripped him up. Let's go back and take a look at this Groom touchdown catch.
Yeah, I want to highlight number 27 right here. As we play it, that's Raymond Gay. He's the safety. Pause it right here. Nice job selling this run right here by Bowden Gruden. Right there at the mesh point, we see that's when Gay gets caught up in the traffic. Nice, easy throw by Jalen Daniels, but bad eyes by number 27, Raymond Gay. Had his eyes in the backfield. Nice job by Jalen Daniels selling that, and also Bowden Gruden selling it on the run fake.
Worst starting field position of the game for the Pokes from their own 13-yard line. Fields has got the majority of the carries. He's in the backfield. We're going to give it to him here on first down, and he is stopped and dropped for a loss. Back at the 10, he loses 3. Keenan Caldwell and DJ Withers combo on the tackle.
It's a nice job by Keenan Caldwell. He slants right there, gets up the field, creates havoc. Try to hit him with a little misdirection and gets a tackle for loss.
What are the numbers for Flores? I mean, crazy.
Only 2 incompleted passes today. He's playing efficient football. We talked about how the passing offense would come alive with him at quarterback, and it definitely has.
See if he puts it in the air here on 2nd down and 13, but deep in his own end. Nope, he's going to pitch it. And again, Field, nice run. He gets some of that lost yardage back before he's escorted out by Bengali Kamara, number 1.
Nice job by the tight end, number 82, Quentin Stewart, out there on the edge blocking to get Rodney Fields to the edge to make this a 3rd and manageable.
Oh, the 3rd and 6.
Confusion from the Pokes offense right now.
OSU substituted. That allows Kansas to substitute. Play clock's under 10.
It's going to be close.
And they're going to have to. Kansas did what you see so often in college and in the NFL. If you substitute late, the opposing team's going to get you on it. And forces the Pokes
their first time out of the half
to take a timeout. Well, they are 5 of 8 on 3rd down today. We'll find out what happens on 3rd and 6 when we come back.
This hot Jayhawks offense. So look for 17, Gavin Freeman. He's a guy that's made a couple 3rd down catches. He's been their number 1 playmaker on the outside. Right now he's lined up in the slot.
He's one of the trio of receivers Towards the bottom of the screen, they motion Terrell Davis. 3rd and 6. As Flores have a little more magic in that right arm to extend the drive. He's feeling pressure and he's sacked. Ball came out loose. Kansas did recover, but they say Flores was down. Blake Harrell with the sack, and it's 4th down.
Nice job by number 95, Blake Harrell. They run a twist game. We call that a tom. Tackle in and then tackle around. He does a nice job scraping tight, picking up that sack. He's a guy that has really come on strong lately. Led the defense in tackles last week versus Kansas State. And Gavin Freeman was actually open on that play, and that's where Zane Flores wanted to go. Nice job by Blake Harrell getting the sack.
First punt of the game, first 3 and out. That bounces in the Kansas territory, will roll out at the 46-yard line. You have a flag back at the line of scrimmage. I'd be interested to see that sack again, because it looked like
Flag on the play.
Offside. Defense number 47 lined up in the neutral zone. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced at the end of the kick. 1st down.
when Flores is being tackled, he falls on the defender first, and then the ball comes out. Now maybe a body part got down before that. Nobody wanted to stop and take a look at it, but you watch Flores as he's being sacked. Where is he? Maybe his rear end did touch the ground.
I think it might have dragged.
Yep. Good look.
But it was close, though.
Yeah.
Let's look at this one more time. It's a nice job by Blake Harrell attacking the football, too. It's close. I'm surprised that Coach Leipold didn't maybe challenge, or they didn't even look at that upstairs. But maybe they felt like maybe, like you said, one of those cheeks, grazed the field. But it was close right there.
Very close. Haven't had many penalties. It's been a clean game.
Yeah.
Correction, that penalty.
Kansas finding the end zone on that last possession. A lot of that due to Daniel Highshaw.
Yeah, they lose contain right there. They find the tight end Cure down to see him, and a little trickery right there. Nice job by Bowden Groom selling the run fake, popping out for an easy catch for a touchdown.
I guess they picked that flag up. It's a 45-yard punt. Kansas taking over at their own 46-yard line. A lot of discussion after that flag came out, but here comes Kansas in a fake here. Williams breaks free. This is Isaiah Marshall, the third-string quarterback, who gets in the game. And a massive run, and suddenly the ball's right back about where it was a moment ago. 1st and goal for Kansas now.
What an explosive run. Quarterback counter, and that's just all grit and determination. Again, the thing that has plagued this Pokes defense, Mark, missed tackles, and you see it rear its ugly head right there. He breaks about 2 or 3 tackles. It gets an explosive run. And
a lot of pats on the back of the head. 44-yard run for Marshall, so Kansas, they mark it just outside the 10, so it's not 1st and goal, but a 1st down. Quick strike. They give it to Henderson. Hitting the block from Groom, trying to squeeze through that little crack, and does advance to about the 5. Hit there by Raymond Gay.
Nice job right there by Emmanuel Henderson. Just getting north and south, not doing too much dancing to get a positive gain on 1st down.
How about Kansas going to Isaiah Marshall? A massive gain and a chance now to add to their 10-point lead. To the end zone, fighting touchdown. That's Bryson Canny. And Kansas has come out to start the second half with a couple of quick touchdowns, and they're up 23-7.
Really good read by Jalen Daniels. That's an RPO. Nice job setting up that fade right by Bryson Canty. He sails the inside, pops out in the fade. Nice touch pass by Jalen Daniels. Watch him sail the inside, then break out on the fade. What great placement right there by Jalen Daniels to put that on the back shoulder. Nice catch by Bryson Canty to get the Jayhawks on the scoreboard again.
Canty's first touchdown as a Jayhawk, guy who came over from Columbia University in the Ivy League. And the point after is good at Kansas on their homecoming, now up 24-7.
Jalen Daniels has found his rhythm, finds Bryson Canty to get the Jayhawks back on the scoreboard.
In the second half, and they got the first 3 and out of the game defensively, and then it was Isaiah Marshall with a big explosive play off the bench.
Yeah, gritty run from Isaiah Marshall. Jim Zabrowski just throwing another wrinkle for Oklahoma State to be weary of. And then a nice touch pass right here from Jalen Daniels to Bryson Canton on the RPO back shoulder fade.
Canty's first as a Jayhawk, 18th career. He had 17 touchdown receptions in his 4 seasons at Columbia University. And this is going to be a touchback and coming out to the 25-yard line. So Oklahoma State scored a touchdown on the game's first possession. 24 unanswered points for KU since then. I mean, this game kind of got ugly for Oklahoma State in a hurry, but it's not out of reach yet. There's a ton of time left in this game.
Correct, but we talked about this earlier, Mark. There's been so many long, methodical drives. You got to think, like, at this point, if you're Oklahoma State, you got to come away with points on this drive. And you don't have to be pass happy because, to your point, there's still almost 7 minutes in the third quarter. There's a lot of football left, but they got to come away with points on this drive.
Flores throws on first down and finds an open man at the 35-yard line, Terrell Davis. That's a good beginning for this drive for the Pokes. Gain of 12, first down.
Nice job by Terrell Davis, just finding that void in zone coverage, setting up for his quarterback to make it easy target. Nice accurate throw by Zane Flores, getting on the movement right there.
Well, if you're a Pokes fan and you're just joining us, really the only quick drive that the Pokes have had offensively was that 3 and out last possession. Other than that, they've had a long, deep drives, but have only been able to come away with 7 points.
The issue is they haven't been able to finish in the red zone, right? A missed field goal and also a blocked field goal.
Fake the reverse, and under pressure, Flores takes a hit as he lets it go. He did have a man in the vicinity, but Jalen Todd was in hot pursuit of the quarterback, and he had to get rid of it.
Yeah, Jalen Todd has been around the line of scrimmage a lot for this Jayhawks defense. We saw him make a couple runs or tackles in the goal line scenario right there. They blitz him off the edge, throws off that timing between quarterback and receiver, and forces an incomplete pass.
Stops the clock with just over 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. 2nd and 10. In motion goes Rigby. Flores, play action. The safety valve is there out of the backfield, and Fields is able to fight his way up towards the 40. He wanted to go downfield, but it was well defended by the Jayhawks.
Yeah, Rodney Fields does a really good job of making Bengali Kamara miss in space, but that's great pursuit by the Jayhawks because even after that missed tackle, he only gains about 2 yards to force us to a 3rd and long.
3rd and 8. Now this really feels like a big play for Oklahoma State. They can't punt it right back to Kansas with all the momentum. We're in the red right now. Here comes pressure. Throws shy of the sticks, but after the catch, Terrell Davis gets the extra couple of yards he needed to move the chains, and a big first down for Oklahoma State.
And Deidre Graham, number 7, you're going to see him up top. Just too much cushion and off-man coverage right there. Nice job by Terrell Davis, selling the go route, snapping it back on the comeback, and then you see the spin at the end to pick up the first down.
Those are the football right at midfield with the clock running at 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. From the pistol, Fields. Loose football picked up. Flores going to run with it and maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. A busted play from the start there.
Yeah, and he just takes his eyes off the football. That was a really good snap. It hits him right in the sternum. He takes his eyes off the football, trying to get the ball to Rodney Fields in the mesh point. Nice job being able to scoop that up and get back to the line of scrimmage.
Let's make it a 2nd down and 10. Going to go with 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. This time he does hand off. Fields straight ahead. That's a nice run for Rodney Fields Jr. of at least 6 there. We'll see where they spot it. Set up a 3rd and much more manageable. 3rd and 4.
Nice physical run by Rodney Fields. Right there, defensive coordinator D.K. McDonald. He sends number 1, Bengali Kamara, through the B gap. He actually backdoors the block and tries to flatten down the line of scrimmage. Rodney Fields makes him miss and picks up about 6 yards.
Now they face this 3rd and 4 from the plus side of the field. Probably, I would think, 4-down territory here.
Yeah, for sure.
Flores fires, catch, 1st down, and a little bit more there for Sam Jackson, the 5th. Guy had been their starting quarterback the last 3 weeks, and now back where he's comfortable as well, catching the football, his first grab of the day.
Yeah, and if you're this Jayhawks defense, right, you got to be able to match guys in zone coverage. Just way too much cushion. Nobody is there. Everybody's dropped in zone coverage. He was wide open.
Got the 1st down, go with some tempo, and now they'll have a 1st and goal. And guess who again? Sam Jackson, the 5th. Back-to-back plays for OSU.
And Mark, they found something down the seam on these slot fades, right? Guys are just cutting guys loose, right? If you're a defender, you got to get hands on the guy. You can't just give him free release. We saw early in the first half, Gavin Freeman have a big catch down the seam right there. We see Sam Jackson do the same thing.
And they mark him down at about the 10, so it is 1st and goal after that gain of 25. Haven't seen Vialahi get many carries. Says he gets one of the few he's had so far today there.
Yeah, Vialahi's coming off a 2-fumble game last week versus Texas Tech, so I think that's part of the reason why you haven't seen him as much. It's been mainly Rodney Fields and then some Trent Holland sprinkled in.
That was the first carry for Sessi today. Now 2nd and goal. Flip it, Freeman. They got the ball in the hands of where they wanted to get it, and a touchdown for Gavin Freeman. That kid is just magic in the open field.
Nice block by number 82, Quentin Stewart. He does a really good job on this in the round. And we talked about it, right? Just get Gavin Freeman the ball in space. They've given him a few speed sweeps. Get it to him in space on the speed sweep right there. Again, nice block by number 82, Quentin Stewart. The Kansas Jayhawks, they lose leverage, lose contain. He gets to the edge and gets into the end zone. And you talked about it, Mark. This is a ball game. This is a big drive right there for them to get back on the scoreboard.
Logan Ward knocks it through and makes it a 10-point game. That's a pass completion and run. This guy's so good yards after the catch.
No, without a doubt. You just got to get it to him in space again. You see number 82 with a block right there. And Gavin Freeman with his speed, he just out-leverages number 4, Trey Lathan, who is their middle linebacker. That's where the speed takes over. And we talked about it. He's one of the hardest workers on this team. You're not going to be able to arm tackle this guy. He runs physical. And you see him right there. He's talking a little trash to the Jayhawk faithful. Right? Excited to get back on the scoreboard and get the Pokes back into this game.
He has a career-high 7 receptions and a career-high 78 yards. In the first half, Freeman had 68 yards receiving, and 43 of those yards came after the catch.
And that's the thing. He's one of the better players as far as yards after catch. You just get it to him in space, and the run after that is where you really highlight his skill set.
So Oklahoma State able to respond with their first touchdown since their first drive of the game. Under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Kansas has scored touchdowns on both their possessions here in the 2nd half after having only 2 total possessions in the first half.
Yeah, I love that they were able to finish right there on that drive and finish with scores, because you talked about them, they really struggled. It's still a big return.
Henderson could be gone. No. A saving tackle brought down at the 41 of Oklahoma State by Eric Fletcher.
And then the momentum shifts back. Simple bounce route return. Nice blocking up front. And you thought that Henderson was going to break this open, but nice effort by number 13, Eric Fletcher, to run him down. But just the momentum that the Pokes had gets snatched away by that explosive return from Emmanuel Henderson.
Henderson, by the way, had a 94-yard kickoff return for touchdown against West Virginia earlier this year. There's the numbers on Daniels, looking better in the 2nd half.
He's been way more efficient, playing with more confidence and being decisive with the football.
This Kansas drive starts at the 44. They give it to Highshaw. Mount him down at the 40, so he picks up 4. Just when Oklahoma State was starting to feel like, okay, we got it down to 10, Henderson does what Henderson does in the open field.
That old momentum shift, right? We talked about it, Mark. It was a ball game again, right? The Pokes go down, score, and then Henderson just snatches away all that momentum on that big return. But if you're the Pokes on defense, you got to come away with a big stop right here. Your offense just went down and scored. Let's see if they can come away with a stop and get that ball back to Zane Flores in the offense.
Henderson motions into the backfield, looking to throw in that direction. Daniels, who's going to tumble forward and be spotted about a little over a yard short of the first down, tripped up by Brian McCoy Jr.
And this will be 2-down territory if you're the Kansas offense right here. Would not be surprised to see a run right here. Or maybe they even take a shot, Mark, because they know they have the 4th down play, and it's only about 1 yard on to get the first down.
Now let's see how the OC Jim Zabrowski wants to handle this 3rd and 1 call. It's going to put Daniels under center. There's a little tweak right there. They try the little tush push there with a little help from Grun. And it's enough. Let me don't jump the gun. He just quite yet. It looks like it's going to be just a little bit short.
Well, initial contact, that was a great job by the defensive line from Oklahoma State getting penetration because he gets knocked back. But to your point, once Bowden Grun went in motion, he was able to push him forward. But it looks like he might be just short.
Well, where they spotted the ball, the nose looked. Well, during the quarter break, they did come out and measure, and it was the nose of the football short. So we switch sides of the field, and it's 4th and inches, and it's a handoff and a first down run and a lot more. There goes Williams. Le'Shawn brought down at the 2 or 3 yard line. Well, that's converting it. Great block by the left guard, Amir Herring, to set him free.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. Power play, nice job by number 56. He pulls from left to right, Amir Herring, and wide open hole for LaShawn Williams to hit it downhill. Almost gets to the end zone, but I like the play call by Jim Zabrowski.
Well, they give it right back to LeSean to see if he can get it in, but that time he's stuffed. It'll be 2nd and goal inside the first minute of this 4th quarter.
And I like the switch up there, Mark, because you're thinking maybe quarterback sneak again, right? And then they run the power play, and you get a massive hole because of the block by Amir Herring, number 56. And LeShawn Williams almost gets to the end zone. So that's a nice play call by offensive coordinator Jim Zabrowski.
Highshaw in the game. Will we see a Highshaw carry here? The answer is yes. Will we see a Highshaw touchdown? The answer is yes. That one was almost too easy for Daniel compared to the ones he's had to score this week and last week.
I'm going to say, Mark, he didn't have to break any tackles.
No,
on
he
that
didn't.
one, simple split zone. They bring the tight end back across. Bowden Grun, nice block right there on the edge, allows Daniel Highshaw to high step into the end zone and take all that momentum back for the Jayhawks.
2nd rushing touchdown of the game for Highshaw. 4 on the season. The extra point here for Laith Marjan. He knocks that straight down the middle. And Kansas is up 31-14, just over a minute into the 4th quarter.
Getting ready to go into senior year when he came on the staff. So I thank him all the time, and it was great seeing him and talking to him throughout the week as we prepare for this game.
Yeah, that picture was from yesterday's walkthrough, and as he was walking to join the walkthrough after that picture was taken, I yelled at him. I said, "Hey, you may lose a lot of money." And he tried to. He's like, "Nah, I don't know about that."
Oh, he did. He for sure did.
Certainly helped keep you in the league for 10 years.
For sure.
And that goes out of bounds, shy of the pylon. So that's going to give very good starting field position to Oklahoma State. Just what they need.
Kick out of bounds. Number 99 of the kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Given an extra 10 yards. And Oklahoma State found the end zone for the 2nd time today on their last possession.
Yeah, Zane Flores was pinpoint accurate right there. Sam Jackson getting the ball, who was the quarterback before coming into this. So we see him down the seam with an acrobatic catch right there. And then get Gavin Freeman to the edge. He finds pay dirt to get the Pokes back on the scoreboard. They need to have a drive just like that. Again, hopefully they go down and score. Their defense will be able to stand up to make this a close game.
Freeman in the slot here near side. No Jackson on the field at the moment on this first down play. Flores hit as he throws, a little bit high, and by the time the juggle and catch is made there by Fields, he's really knocked out of bounds right near the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard short.
And he takes a shot right here from Trey Lathan, who's the secondary contain guy on that bootleg. He wanted to take a shot down the field. Nice job by the Jayhawks in zone coverage, has to check it down. Seems like Rodney Fields just gets back to the line of scrimmage, or maybe even a loss.
Yeah, they respotted it and basically put it right back at the 35. So no gain, 2nd down and 10. Certainly seen Kansas get more pressure on Flores here in the second half.
Yeah, we saw Blake Harold with a sack. The drive before to get the 3 and out right there. You see Trey Lathan coming off the edge and hitting Zane Flores.
After review, the ball will be placed at the 34-yard line. It was a completed pass. 2nd down.
All right, it was at the 34, then the 35, and now it's back at the 34. So it is a loss of 1. Appreciate the explanation from our referee, Stephen Barron.
He juggled it. Seems like he was able to secure it right when they were going out of bounds, right there. And again, you would like to have that been an incomplete pass because you actually lose a yard on it.
Yeah, and they saw him lose it out of bounds. You know, did he complete the catch? I think that's what they were determining. Yes, he did. So it lost a yard, and that right at the last moment, able to come in and break that up. Saeed Gibbs.
Yeah, he plays that hawk position, which is almost like a nickel. Nice aggressive break, right? As soon as he goes on that slant, he triggers downhill and attacks the football. I love a DB that attacks the ball in the air. Nice job right there by number 22, Saeed Gibbs.
Oklahoma State not having the success on 3rd down that they had in the first half, and now facing 3rd and 11. Line to gain is the 45-yard line. Here comes the rush. Flores continues to treat, just fires it, going back to get the ball at the 40 is Rigby. Let's see where they spot him, out at the 39, so he's 6 yards shy of the 1st down.
Nice job by Shamar Rigby. Seeing his quarterback is in trouble. He's running the go route, and then he works his way back to the quarterback. They always say when plays break down, you either go deep or work back. Does a good job work back, and I love going for it here on 4th down, right? You're down 17 in this game. Who knows how many opportunities you're going to have left in this game. You get 6 yards there, go for it, or you get 4 yards there, go for it on 4th down.
4th and 6.
It's like pressure's coming.
Jackson in there as well, looking in that direction. Throws for Jackson, almost picked off by Lyric Rawls, the former Cowboy. But they do not convert on 4th down, and regardless, Kansas will take over on downs.
What a drive right there by Lyric Rawls. Almost comes away with a pick 6. The Jayhawks get off the field on 4th down.
The college football playoff begins December.
Drive. LeSean Williams got him going on 4th and 1. Power play gets an explosive run, and then Daniel Highshaw plays it off, high stepping into the end zone to extend the lead for the Jayhawks.
Kansas takes over after Oklahoma State turned it over on downs. The 1st down run for LeSean Williams. He just keeps pushing the pile for about 11, 12 yards all the way to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, right here, if you're Oklahoma State, you know that they're going to run the football. We kind of call this the 4-minute drill where a team is up. They want to run the ball and salt some of that clock off. This is where you have to bow up if you're the Pokes defense, because you know they're going to be physical running the ball. Right there, too much leaky yardage on that 1st down run.
And LeSean Williams doing better health-wise. He missed some games. This is really the first time, according to Lance Leipold, when we chatted with him yesterday, that Highshaw and LeSean Williams are basically both as close to good health as they've been all year.
He said this has been the healthiest they've been combination-wise going into this game.
And Williams right back at it with the run, lowers the shoulder, and he's up to the 20.
And we talk about, you know, Daniel Highshaw and his physicalness right there. LeSean Williams shows you at 5'10", 215 pounds, that he can drop the shoulder on people too.
He can run angry as well. Well, 2nd down and 2 from the 20. 214 rushing yards for Kansas. Over 11 minutes to go in the game. Cure in motion. Blocking once again for Le'Shawn Williams. This time didn't get a lot, but perhaps enough for a first down. Where he's stopped by Brian McCoy Jr.
Looks like he's going to be just short of it.
That's been a pretty common theme. We've had more
Correct.
third and fourth link to the football than you see on most days.
Now, last time we saw this, right, they went quarterback sneak, didn't get it on fourth down. They went that power play, and Le'Shawn Williams gets an explosive play.
Candy up top. He had his first touchdown catch for Kansas earlier in this game. And Henderson down at the bottom of the screen. But it's right back to Williams, cutting it left. Ooh, nice play coming out of nowhere. Parker Robertson, man, we had a chance to visit with this past week. He's a really interesting story and player.
I mean, this is how you come in the alley if you're Parker Robinson. What a physical tackle. That's 250 pounds by Le'Shawn Williams. What a physical tackle by Parker Robinson. Love his story. Former walk-on, has become a two-time captain throughout the regular season. One of their better players on defense. And plays like that really epitomizes what they want this Pokes defense to be about.
Came into this game leading Oklahoma State in tackles. Gets it done in the classroom well as well. Three-time academic All-Big 12.
Sean Williams on the carry.
Raymond Gay stopping Williams. It's been a steady dose of Le'Shawn Williams here. Really the last couple of drives.
Yeah, I love that they've been able to, combo both of those backs. But going back to Sawyer Robinson, you see it right there, career at Oklahoma State. Arrived as a walk-on this season, leads the team in tackles going into this game. Talked about it earlier, two-time captain, right? His teammates really trust him. And you see it right there, three-time academic All-Big 12. So this is a guy that really feels like he can play at the next level. And I told him, man, the way he plays on special teams and for tackles that you saw right there, his tenacity, he's going to get a shot at potentially playing at the next level.
Williams for a couple more.
Number 4, LeSean Williams.
Yeah, don't discount just playing special teams your first year or two in the league.
Well, I mean, that's where he'll make his hay, right? And then eventually, if he's able to get on a roster and stick, he'll be able to maybe matriculate on the defensive side because of plays like that. He'll be a really good in-the-box safety. So sat down and talked with him and told him, man, that the way that you play, the tenacity that you play with, the effort that you play with, man, continue to have that chip on your shoulder, right? It's kind of what propelled me as an undrafted free agent to play 10 years, and I see that in you as well.
Yeah, he smiled when you said that to him, that's for sure. Words of encouragement. Third down and 1. Williams got hit in the backfield. It was Wendell Gregory who made contact, but Le'Shawn was able to kind of stumble forward and get right near the line to gain.
Yeah, he's a guy that creates havoc in the backfield right there. He slants inside, gets into the backfield, chops Le'Shawn Williams down. And that was a good job by Williams to even pick up yardage after that because Wendell Gregory hit him in the backfield, probably 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Up 17, 4th and 1. Kansas, no hesitation to go for it. On the 7-yard line. Kansas hasn't thrown the ball since 7:25 left in the third quarter. Basically played a full quarter without throwing the football, and they keep it there. It's enough to make it 1st and goal.
That was a physical tackle by number 6, Brandon Rawls. But great job turning the legs of your Le'Shawn Williams. Again, he's low, built to the ground at 5'10", 215 pounds. That was mano a mano. He just continues to drive his legs and picks up the first down.
Kansas 1st and goal from the 5 as the clock runs. 7 minutes left here on this homecoming Saturday in Lawrence. Right back to Williams. This time he's tripped up in the backfield. That was Wendell Gregory once again able to break through and make contact behind the line of scrimmage.
He's almost like a slinky. He's just able to maneuver in between chaos. And right there, he slants from left to right, beats the tight end down block, gets into the backfield, another tackle for loss. This dude is one of the best in the Big 12 of creating havoc in the backfield.
Do they still sell Slinkies at the toy stores?
I might have aged myself with that one.
No, I mean, I hope they do. It was, the things we could entertain ourselves with back in the day.
He's just a long, limber athlete, man. It just he's able to just slip blocks and get into the backfield.
Kerr gets a block in the backfield and allows Williams to streak through and in the end zone, touchdown.
And they really love this split zone, right? They zone the offensive line to the right. They bring both tight ends back across the formation. Nice physical run by LeSean Williams getting downhill. But you're going to see the left side of the offensive line. They just cave the entire side. Look at the left side of the offensive line, just cave it downhill. And then with a full head of steam, LeSean Williams finds pay dirt. But nice job by the left side of the offensive line. Calvin Clements and Amar Herring do a nice job on that double team.
6th touchdown run of the season for LeSean Williams, his first of today. They're making sure he did get in as they review all the scoring plays, and it's held up the extra point try. I didn't think there was any doubt, did you?
No, it looks like he clearly got in. I would say he got in by 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah. All right. They are satisfied, and here comes the extra point attempt from Laith Marjan. He knocks that through. Let's take another look at LeSean Williams, who's been a big factor here in the last quarter.
Nice job by the offensive line. LeSean Williams, low built to the ground, gets into the end zone, and the Jayhawks extend their lead.
This football.
24 years to be exact around Kansas football in the city of Lawrence. So we talked about it. I said, Coach, have you ever been able to sit back and just realize you're going back home, right? And he was like, in the beginning of the week, I was eager, but then it became more focused for the task at hand this week. He said he had about 70 tickets for this game of friends and relatives coming to this game.
70 tickets. Lawrence High School, by the way, KU fans will certainly know this, is maybe a mile and a half away from here. So it ain't far. And I asked Clint, I said, "Did you keep your home in Lawrence?" He said, "No, I sold it actually, and I kind of wish I didn't now." Great guy, and one who's still thought of very highly in Lawrence, Kansas, and at the University of Kansas, Clint Bowen. So Flores back. By the way, that Kansas scoring drive, 10 plays, and LeSean Williams ran all 10.
Again, I love the combination between him and also Daniel Highshaw. They've been using them both equally, and they've gotten the best out of both of those guys today.
There's the pitch by Lahi. Pushed out at about the 24. Well, this game started well for Oklahoma State. It's been a while since they've had their last Big 12 win. You have to go back to November of 2023. That's when they beat BYU 40-34. And then things kind of fell apart late in the first half where they failed to get the ball in the end zone and convert on a field goal. And then Kansas has dominated here in the second half. But for 30 minutes of this game, man, they were right there with a chance to win.
And it comes down to missed opportunities. And right here, another one. Grayson Brousseau not on the same page with his quarterback, Zane Flores. He thinks he's going to run a back shoulder fade. He continues to run that go route. And then you see Zane Flores take another vicious hit. But missed opportunity, especially right before half, Mark. They had an opportunity to potentially tie this game up or even take the lead going into half. Blocked field goal, and also another missed field goal is added to the suffering of this Pokes team.
Flores going to take off. He's undercut there by Devin Dye. Falls forward to just across the 30, leaving him a little short of 5 yards from the line to gain.
Yeah, not surprised there. Doug Meacham leaving the offense on the field. Right there, Zane Flores doesn't like what he sees in zone coverage. Just gets north and south, tries to get as much positive yards as possible before going down.
Flores was definitely a little slow getting up there, but did get to his feet. He takes the play call and gets ready for this 4th and 5 call. Flores down the sideline. Davis.
What a catch.
Made the catch and drew the contact. There's going to be a penalty on Austin Alexander for pass interference, but it's a moot point on the terrific catch by Terrell Davis. First down. They convert on 4th and 5.
I love the aggressiveness by Zane Flores. He sees the speedy receiver outside one-on-one with the young player Austin Alexander.
Pass interference. Defense, number 0. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
and the ball's kind of underthrown. And they teach quarterbacks to do this so they can work their way back. The receiver, he does a nice job working back through contact. You see number 0, Austin Alexander, doesn't get his head around and gets his body on Terrell Davis. But that's a nice job by Terrell Davis. High point. It looks like he almost caught that using Alexander's helmet right there.
29-yard gain on 4th and 5. Banks Bowen, who we were just talking about, son of Clint Bowen, was the quarterback at Lawrence High School the last 2 years, just a short distance away from here. Takes over at quarterback. There's a throw, and he overthrows Terrell Davis. I think part of this may be we saw Flores get up a little gingerly a couple of plays prior to that.
Yeah, and they want to protect him because obviously the offense opens up with Zane Flores at quarterback. So if he's a little gimpy and seems like this game is already kind of been put away, why not get your young freshman quarterback, Banks Bowen, who is a homecoming for him, right? Coming back here to Lawrence, Kansas, get him some rep as a true freshman because now there's only 4 games left. He won't burn his red shirt.
Banks looking to throw again under heat, dumps it off, and nice catch. Vaialahi turns that into positive yardage, and then there's a hit there on Dak Brinkley, but does go down inside the 40.
And that's a great job by Banks Bowen, right? He rolls out to the right, feels some pressure, then find your outlet, right? The check down, the running back. Vaialahi, nice catch, right? His body was turned around. He had to flip back around and catch that with one hand, and then he gets positive yards.
You know, this stadium on this site has been here since the early 1920s. And Banks Bowen getting into this game means there's another generation of the Bowen family that now have seen the field here at the University of Kansas. Though it's Banks has the opposition, and he gets sacked, lost the football, and Kansas recovers. Saeed Gibbs put on the hit that forced it loose.
And Mark, we call this the cat corner blitz. He's the boundary corner. Banks Bowen doesn't even see him. Nice job right there by Saeed Gibbs, forcing the fumble for this Jayhawks defense.
Well, they're reviewing this for targeting on Saeed Gibbs, who made the hit that forced the ball out from Banks Bowen. And from what we have seen during the break, it looks like there is enough to make this a targeting call. And this is the angle right here. Lowers the helmet. That's definitely neck or head contact right there. That satisfies the rule.
And if you're Saeed Gibbs, right, you got to lower your target area right there. You're shorter than Banks Bowen. And right there, he has his helmet up high, helmet-to-helmet contact, lowers his head. Like, that's truly the definition of targeting.
That's
so
it, yep.
We'd be surprised if this isn't targeted, and then Oklahoma State gets the ball back. Because remember, it was a sack for his fumble, and Kansas recovered.
After further review, there was targeting on the play. Defense, number 22. Number 22 will be disqualified. The penalty will be enforced 15 yards from the previous spot. It'll be first down, Oklahoma State.
So Gibbs lost for the rest of the 3:28 in this game, but then he's going to miss the first half next week at Arizona. So the target call and the two angles we saw, it definitely was targeting. That's a legit call.
And that's tough because he's a player that can play that hawk position and outside corner as well. And they've had some struggles with some of their younger players at corner. So that's a massive blow for DK McDonald, the defensive coordinator.
And when they mark that off, it's now a first down from the 23-yard line of Kansas. And Bowen going to hand off. Ilahi for a couple of yards. Leroy Harris the third with the tackle for Kansas.
So that'll be a coaching point for DK McDonald, right? If you're a cat corner or boundary corner blitzing right there, you got to be able to lower your target area. Or if the quarterback doesn't even see you, just go for the football, right? The quarterback didn't see him at all. He could have just went for the quarterback instead of the big hit.
Bowen's going to hand off. Sesi Vailahi powers forward for a couple more yards. Bring up a third down at about 5 or 6. Vailahi didn't receive his first carry in this game until the second half. It's third down at 5 with under 2.5 minutes to go now.
If you're defensive coordinator DK McDonald, you want to see your Jayhawks defense finish this game the right way, right? You don't want to let them into the end zone here.
Davis motions to the near side. Bowen looking left, now running right. It looks like he can scramble for it, and he does. He's got the first down, steps out inside the 10, run out by Jason Gilliam, and it'll be first and goal for Oklahoma State. We're going to come up to the 2-minute timeout here in the second half.
Nice movement in the pocket by Banks Bowen, stepping up into the pocket, riding, getting out of bounds, and picking up a first down.
That's the 2-minute timeout.
So freshman Banks Bowen trying to get OSU in the end zone here inside the last couple of minutes from Lawrence. Kansas comfortably ahead on their homecoming Saturday here, but it's first and goal from the 8. Empty backfield for Oklahoma State. Bowen's going to flip it. This is Capel. And Royal Capel, true freshman, touching the football for the first time today. Gets it down and inside about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, Coach Meacham said some of these true freshmen will get some playing time now that there's only 4 games left in the year and they can preserve their red shirt. Capel's actually played a little bit earlier in the season. Let's talk about that was his first touch. He's kind of playing that Gavin Freeman slot role. They get it to him on a speed sweep right there.
Bowen motioned out. It's a direct snap. And Vailahi
Gets in.
looked like he was in the end zone. Yes, touchdown Oklahoma State.
A little trickery from Kevin Johns right there, right? You motion the quarterback out, you go wildcat. Vailahi takes the direct snap. They run a split zone. He gets downhill and gets into the end zone with a physical run.
Sesi Vailahi with his second touchdown run of the season for Oklahoma State. Minute 19 to go as Logan Ward knocks through the point after. It is a 17-point game, 38-21 KU.
A little trickery from Kevin Johns, split zone. Nice job by the offensive line. Nice physical run by Sesi Vailahi to get into the end zone.
2-yard touchdown run. You know, you look at the numbers in this game, dudes, with a little over a minute left. Kansas has more total yards, but not by much.
Correct.
Oklahoma State has doubled the passing yards of Kansas, but KU has tripled the rushing yards of Oklahoma State. Neither team has turned the ball over. Oklahoma State put it on the ground a couple times and recovered. Kansas did that once. And you're getting down to the last couple of games after today. You see what Oklahoma State has ahead, including a K-State team that right now is up the road in Manhattan battling Texas Tech. Then they go to UCF, finish up against Iowa State. And they'll still be looking for that first conference win since 2023 when they take the field against K-State next week.
Yeah, and every Doug meets him, right? There's no consolation prizes, but you have to love how your team battled. Offensively, they had really struggled all year long, and obviously Zane Flores brought some energy and moxie to the offense.
Kansas has called their first timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
So KU uses their first timeout of the half here. Well, what's ahead for KU? This is a Kansas team with a win here today. You're knocking on the door of bowl eligibility. This will be their 5th win. You look at the 3 games remaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, Iowa State's had a lot of injuries on defense lately, but they're still Iowa State. You know, they have Utah here to finish the season. That's the next home game, and that's here on the ESPN family of networks. But at Arizona.
It's going to be a tough game, and Arizona has played a lot better than a lot of people gave them credit for earlier this season. We talked about how Saeed Gibbs being out will really hurt this defense because with Noah Fafita, he likes to spin the ball out there at Arizona. So a couple of tough games for the Jayhawks, right, knocking on the door of bowl eligibility. Remember last year they won that run, just weren't able to get to the 6 wins. They won 5 instead.
Squib kick. Henderson takes it at the 21-yard line. Kansas can run out the last minute 16 here and improve to 5-4 overall. They're going to go to 3-3 in conference play. Cole Ballard, backup QB, is going to come in. It'll be the 3rd different quarterback to take a snap for KU because don't forget a really big play in this game early in the second half. It's when Isaiah Marshall came in and ran for 40+ yards. And Ballard gets to come in and do the victory formation.
And no coach, every coach wants to see that at the end of the game, right? If you're Lance Leipold, you love that you're finishing this game and the victory formation. The interesting thing is, right, Mike, we were wondering if Jalen Daniels, after struggling last week, would come out and they would try to get him going, throwing the ball. It was the run game, really, for the Jayhawks that really turned things in their favor in this game.
You know who we did not see today for KU, and that was the punter, Dane Eford. Last time Kansas had a game with no punts was a couple years ago, 2023. And Kansas won at 38-21. Oklahoma State will drop to 0-8. I should say 0-6 in conference play and 1-8 overall on the season. Lance Leipold's team does rebound after that gut punch loss to Kansas State last week. It ends a 2-game losing skid, and they'll finish out the last 3 here with a chance for bowl eligibility.
Yeah, talking to the Kansas coaches, that was the one thing they wanted to see, how their team responded after taking a tough loss last week to Kansas State, their rival team. They come out here in all 3 phases, right, and they got contributions from the kicker and special teams. They got contributions from the offense and the defensive side as well. So if you're Lance Leipold, you have to love how your team responds.